Sports Nation. Unleash the champion within.
Well, we're back again. It's your boy, the Coach Low, and you are live, and we're coming right to you straight from the film room. Every week, that's a new journey. That's a new topic. That's a new guest. And you know how we do it. One way, the best. And we're glad to be back this week, and we're ready to keep putting it down to the funky sound backed up by James Brown. You know how your boy, Coach Low, do it. We bring the topics to you, because there's no excuses, no explanations. That is the quote for the day. So when we bring our guests on today, and I bring my partner on today, we're going to tell you that there's no excuses, no explanation. You're just going to do it or you're not. You're in or you're out. It's that simple. You make the choice. You make the decision. What path you're going to go. We looked at all the video. We looked at all the articles. We looked at all the commercials. We looked at all the stories. We wrote books. We read books. We did it all. We in the film room today. And when I'm in the film room, on Monday, 7 p.m., I'm in the film room with my partner, Mr. Right Choice. Jermaine Wright, what's going on?
Hey, what's going on, Coach Low, man? I'm glad to be back on here again for another Monday to get the people with the latest that's going on, especially here in Central Florida, and have a special guest that's coming on. I guess I could definitely say it's been a blessing. People's been reaching out. We just started the show not too long ago, trying to get back on the road doing this consistently. And we have people, they're reaching out to us and asking to get on this platform to talk about the services, what they provide to the kids, or if they're coaches or trainers, anything like that. It's good to have an outlet to put these people on so people can see what kind of characters them people are. So, it's a true blessing to be on here today. This is our 4th episode. I'm looking forward to having on this special guest that's from BTMG. I've been seeing them around a lot, popping up, and a lot of kids that have been representing. This coach for a while. Talk a little bit about who we got coming on, though, Coach Lowe.
Well, listen, when we bring guests on the show, it's great when that guest have a relationship already with us, and especially with me. Been doing this here since 1991. I've been in the game. They call me OG for a reason. I don't know if OG just for old guy or old great, but whatever it is, I've been doing it for a while. This journey of mine didn't just happen by luck. It happened by faith. And the people I meet in my path, we met for a reason. And the special guest we got coming on, we met for a reason. A reason was to continue helping youth athletes take their game to another level. Help them do what they want to do in life when it comes to this journey of football. Not just from training them, from coaching them, and from mentoring them. And that's what we have done together. Whether it's with the same program, a different program, or just meeting somewhere to talk about it on the phone. And this guy here had done great things in the community. And he's continued to do great things in the community. And I'm honored and I'm glad to say that he's my friend. We talk on the phone. We conversate. Support what I do. I support what he do. No ifs and buts about it. This man here is Mr. Andrew Anderson, BTMG. And let me say it if I say BTMG. One of the best defensive back trainers that ever came through Central Florida and set the tone. He is the true, the original, the pioneer when it comes to training DBs, Black Tie Management Group. Andrew Anderson.
Mr. Camp King himself. And man, I'm just appreciative because I think what you guys doing is something that's phenomenal, absolutely phenomenal. And I know whatever Lowe does or put his hands to, and then Tremaine is one of the best when it comes to you know digital creation. So I know when you guys put your head together and this project together, I knew it was just going to be phenomenal. So thank you. Really, truly, when it comes because I'm not originally from Central Florida. I'm from Arkansas, and so my original grounds, if you will, when it comes to planting the soil in Central Florida was through coaching. Um, and my first job, I always will remember it as from a coaching perspective, was at South Lake High School in Lake County by my friend and mentor, Mr. Coach Walter Banks. And so he hired me, gave me my first opportunity, and that's a long time ago, y'all, long time ago. And
Yeah.
and during that time frame, I had Terrence Lamont. He was like he was the great DB coach during that time. Trained a lot of guys. He had Nick Wason, who was ranked number 2 in the nation by ESPN and everyone. And I learned the coaching perspective. Originally it all started with them, with those two guys. And then it just continued to grow, and different ones crossed my path, and God put me in a path with different ones, and the latest and greatest, if you will, partnership. Was with Elijah Williams. The phenomenal head coach at Jones High School. Obviously, he I think he got like 6 championship rings. you know, so when it comes to the NFL, for college level, he's all about perfection. And so just learned a lot through him as well. Him mentoring me through that process, and that was my foundation in Central Florida, was coaching. Black tie Management Group. So we want to be somewhat of an official organization, formal, professional in everything that we do. So Black Tie Management Group, again, is a management firm that we're a hub with all the resources, if you will, for pro athlete, not just pro athlete, but also small businesses or business owners as well. So it's just not in one capacity, if you will. And we kind of give you like a background how we started. We actually started before NIL even existed, before it was even created. Um, so we're not NIL based. Let me just say that first and foremost. We were the only management firm professionally, as far as NFL representation, pro sports representation in Central Florida when we first started. Um, and so, and all the remaining, all the other management firms that have come into existence since then have came about since NIL started, which back in 2023. So we before 2023, we were the only management company in Central Florida representing athletes, and right now today we are the largest, not only in Central Florida, we're the largest in the state of Florida, but guess what? We're also one of the largest in the NFL. There are over 1,300 organizations or agencies in the NFL. We are in the top five largest. Let me say that one more time. We are in the top five largest. And so I think we've done such a great job, my team and I. But I want to just give shout outs to my team. Um, my co-founder who helped me found this organization. Many of you may know him as Shelton Lewis. Many of you may know him in the NBA realm and also the NFL realm as Rock. That's what they called him in the NFL and the NBA. He's a veteran. He's the OG in this industry. Um, let's see. I think it's about 30 years of experience Shelton has. Going way back to Ray Allen, Allen Iverson, Rasheed Wallace, Marta Stoudemire. He's the one who signed Dante Culpepper out of UCF when he went first round draft pick to the Vikings, and so many other first round draft picks that he represented in the NFL, um, and then Hall of Famers in the NBA. So he's the OG. So I was trying to, as God placed this vision on my heart, I connected with him, but I was trying to do, what the greatest businessman in the history of this world did. And if you know, like I know, the greatest businessman in this entire world that ever existed in this entire world is the Lord and Savior Jesus Christ Himself. You look at he's the number one best selling author. No, ain't no books has sold more than the Bible. None. The Bible is the number one selling volume book ever in the history of the world. I know. And so if you look at what he did when he first came on the scenes, the first thing that he did, he planted as he started his business, he planted around him, his circle, nothing but entrepreneurs. He planted, as he began his work, but he planted him around him, his team, all veteran guys, like yourself. And so that's what I was in everything I do. I try to do my best to do what he has, my image, the image of Christ. Because again, at the end of the day, that's how I go. Our goal is to try to strive for perfection, us as individuals, and then of course us in our daily lives, trying to balance things out for our personal business, careers, family, things of that nature. So that's what I did, and then that's why I attached myself to Shelton Lewis, him being many representing and repping many Hall of Famers. A lot of people don't know. For those who know him, really don't even know that background because he's so um, uh, modest, if you will. He doesn't tell about his background and things of that nature. So a lot of people don't know that. So as different ones may hear this and see this video, they're like, "What? Really? What?" So anyway, um, and so I started with him. We started back there when his son was going through the NFL draft process. I had a couple of guys, little brothers, I call them. And you guys know, like Gary Johnson, he was going through the NFL draft process, Roman Tatum. And so it started then, God gave me the vision, but it was really for those two, actually those three individuals. But then it just kind of blew up where it is today. Where right now we are the largest in Central Florida, the largest in the state of Florida, and one of the largest in the actual NFL out of all 1,400, it's actually 1,351 agencies in the NFL. We're top five largest.
Now, quick question about that. I know you did mention earlier that you guys were around before the big boom happened. When I say boom, I'm talking about when NIL came about, and you start seeing all these different entities starting to try to represent different kids. What made you guys make a transition to be out in front? So, because it sounded like you guys were behind the scenes. What made you guys get out front and start doing marketing and starting attaching and seeing the kids? Be along with black tie management?
So, when the NIL came about, agencies such as us who are really NFL based, we're NFL based. So we're not here for the NIL and all that kind of stuff. We're NFL based. The ultimate goal of the athlete, especially when we're talking about football right now, is to make it where? To the NFL. So that's who we are. We're NFL based. We're going to meet you to your goal and your dream. We're gonna meet you in the NFL. So, and we're gonna help you get there. But for all the NFL based organizations such as us, um, we were forced to start relationships early with collegiate athletes as early as juniors, sophomores, and freshmen than usual. If y'all remember, before NIL came out and was existing, NFL agencies, we were not allowed to sign or even talk to a collegiate guy until the last game of their last eligible year before they go into the draft. If you remember that, legally. Okay. So when the NIL came, then that forced all the NFL based organizations to and allowed us also by law to be able to now start relationships early as freshmen in college and nowadays high school athletes. And because obviously, if we as the NFL based organizations don't do such, then all the NIL agents who are NIL licensed through the state of Florida for the sake of this broadcast, then they're able to start signing guys at the high school level, and again they're NIL based, not NFL based. So in order for us to have be able to have relationships with the prospects, that forced us as an NFL company to be able to or to have to start relationships early. So that's kind of how we actually started getting out there more than usual, if you will, because the NIL, when it came out in 2023, it forced all NFL agencies to start early. So now you see all
Mm-hmm.
other NFL agencies that's NFL based really now signing kids in high school. You Drew Rosenhaus, who ever thought he was going to sign a high school kid? One of the greatest. So yeah.
So, leading on to when you're saying black tie management and listen to why y'all did decide to come out, and I do understand that transition. What is the approach? What is BTMG approach different from the traditional representation that you guys have? What sets you guys apart from anybody else?
Well, I think I'll be all night on this show trying to give you all every single detail that
Just give,
separates, because
just give me,
it's a
give
lot
me
that
like a
does.
two-pointer.
Yeah. So, but yeah, not to hold up the show, because again, everything that we do separate ourselves from everybody. Number one, again, what separates us, we're the largest one of the largest in NFL. That's number one, hands down. We have over 100 staff members. We have medical facilities across the country. We have, oh God, we have over 20 attorneys in our team. We have over 30 members of our wealth management, private bankers, CPAs, brand management. We own a real estate brokerage that's across multiple states. Development company. We own mortgage companies. So whatever you need, Black Tie Management Group actually have. And that's what makes us and sets us apart from not only just, organizations in Florida, but in the NFL. If you want one of the best in the NFL, that's what separates us. We're the only, or the things I just named, we're the only organization in NFL that has that. So even like you Drew Rosenhausen and all, and for athletes first, and they don't have medical facilities across the country like we do. So that many things separate us from everybody else. And then we don't look at NIL. Okay, we look at the actual client, and we look at them as a whole person. We want to make sure that they are set up for success in its entirety, in every aspect of their life, immediately and long term. That's tremendous difference from everybody else. Now I know nowadays you got a couple of individuals who may be financial advisors from by background. I know that's trying to help guys and set them up in long term, and which is phenomenal because again, the more educated individuals that we have helping these young people and these athletes, the better. Because that's at the end of the day, that's what they need. This is what's needed. You have, and I was just having a conversation with somebody earlier. You have 17, 18, 19, 20-year-olds, 21, 22-year-olds. We thought once you get to the league at 24 years old, 25 years old, 23 maybe at the earliest, or you go early 22, making millions of dollars, was a thing, and right, maybe a task to mentor, because again, how many of us, or how many 20-year-olds, or how many parents actually have managed $1 million, managed a
Huh.
$500,000, and know how to do with it? How many parents have made $250,000 this year or last year in 2025? Not many. You got, it's only 5% of people in the United States. Y'all know that 5% who makes $250,000 or more. And so that's what we're here for. The more people we have to educate properly is the key. To educate properly these young people and these families and these parents on how to maximize these abilities or these blessings they're getting at such an early age. That's what we're here for. And again, we have a phenomenal team. If we have over 100 years of experience on our staff. Just out of the 100 years of NFL experience on our staff, over 70 first-round draft picks have been represented with the members on our staff. So again, I try to do exactly how Jesus did. He put all veterans around him. I'm the rookie,
Well, let me do it like
So
this here, Andrew. Let me jump in right quick to go ahead and get down to the nitty
yeah,
gritty. Your
let's do it.
accomplishment, your journey, your group, your team, your success, what you're trying to do, your path, where you're trying to go, where you're trying to take the athlete, the journey, the 1,000-step journey. We know their dream is go to NFL, but we also know the NFL is a dream, a college degree is reality. And I see that you say, well, let's set them up for success now. Let's set them up for success very early. Success was good. But a lot of things that you're telling me right now, what I'm hearing, is also still back before 2021, 22, before the COVID. When you talk about 70
Right,
first rounders, or you talk about having
right.
the largest base in the state of in the country, or when it comes to NFL, we know that's great. We just took the old school, the new school, and make it a great school. The old history and the new history,
I like
make it
that.
great. It was all great. It's good stuff. And I think it's awesome. I think phenomenal. I remember the time when we were working with Seven Banks together, when he had an opportunity
Yes,
to walk
sir.
past Ohio State and the journey he went through in the process. I seen the
Yep.
process, and I see when Coach T had these great guys. I see you went to Jones and took that program with Coach Will and rose up to the top, and they did a great thing for the community, for the black, for the history. It's all good.
Yeah.
But the game don't change. Let's go ahead and get down to the
Yeah.
nitty gritty now. The game don't
Let's do
change.
it.
It ain't no more. Ain't no more football. We can just cut it out. It's money
Yeah.
ball. It's money
Yeah.
ball.
Yeah.
So the
Yeah.
football is great. They play football, but now it's money ball. And what money ball
Yeah.
have done is made it where they want instant gratification. They want the money now. You're like a barber. He
Yeah.
cutting hair. He get the money, and somebody will walk in trying to sell some watermelon. He's spending it right away. Right? That's a difference. Them game that
Right.
nobody can't survive like that long enough. And that's why barbers, I own a barber shop, that's why barbers barber shop hops. Cash
Yep.
come
You're
in,
right.
cash come in, food, somebody selling socks, shoes, food, fruits, spend, 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 spend. money gone, no money for the home. I got to get hungry. I'm not making money here. I move to another shop. That's what I see when it comes to our athletes. They finally had a chance to hop around from team to team to team to chase the dream of getting money. See, it used to be a process. Now it's not. You seen the
That's right.
process. You
Yeah.
seen the process. You seen what the transfer portal have done to sports, not just football, track,
Right.
basketball, hockey, lacrosse. Every sport is affected by the portal. Every
No,
volleyball,
Right.
every sport.
hey,
What are you doing to fix that part right there? When I got an athlete, he come to you and say, Coach, transfer. I'm going in the portal. What is your research? What do you do? Do you go? What is your research? Do you go and see what his stats is? See the opportunity? Do you reach out to school? What is your process when they in that portal? And what advice you give them before they make a decision? Can either put them in the portal, working at McDonald's, or going to the military? Tell me.
Man, that's
you and this
phenomenal. That's
military.
yeah, yeah. Hey, military got great benefits, you know.
Hey,
But
hey,
listen, what? Yeah, go ahead, coach.
now go ahead. You
What you
tell me
started to say? Okay,
what's your you tell me what's your process? What advice you giving them? Because they gotta make a choice. By going this
right,
portal, there's different
right,
options. I might come out. I might get a job.
right,
I might be at home.
right.
I might go to the military. It's just what it is. I see it happen. What is your advice for your group?
So, um, f- first of all, you even though they may not want to go through for whatever reason, the process of the traditional process of college development, okay, there's still a process, and even when it comes to that decision making. So we consult with our guys first and foremost, and about the entire situation of its entirety, all the details. Why you're thinking about the portal? What happened to make you start thinking about the portal in the first place? And then let's start having conversations about production. You know what that looks like because again, you had what 10,000 kids in the portal this past portal, and man, you got 2 weeks the what to figure out what school you're going to, and the colleges got 2 weeks to figure out what athletes they want to sign. It was crazy. And this year they moved the portal back 2 weeks later than normal. They moved it into January. They started open up January 2nd. And drop ad period for colleges. We typically it's around about the second week of the second, no more than third week of January. So they only really gave 2 weeks, if you will, at the pushing it at the max for colleges, both colleges and the athlete, to figure out who's going where and who's going to be signed where. And so you had 10,000 kids in the portal, this past portal, and so that's a conversation we had with them. You know, we we walk down the road of the pros, the cons, the possibilities of this, the possibility of that, the risks. Because again, it is a risk factor. You're taking a risk if in any decision you make, really, based off of the reason why you're going to the portal. Um, the kids are taking a risk. So one thing that this portal option has provided, it has provided an option, but man, it's provided some risk as well for these athletes. So we make sure we do our due diligence and research with them, uh, together with them, talk with them about, again, all the pros and cons of this decision, the decision of staying and the decision of getting to the portal. So do both, do due diligence. And, you know, uh, sometimes, based off the athlete, based off the family or the parents of the athlete, sometimes, they listen and sometimes, they don't. you know,
But
but at the end of the day, you know, we work for them. They're my boss, technically, so
Well, let
after
me
I
let me do
my
this right here. Let me jump in right here. So
yeah,
basically, when all is said and done, what I'm hearing right there is we do what we call discovery. What is the
yeah,
discovery? Okay, why are you leaving?
yep,
What Why are you leaving? Why are you going to the portal? What was your stats? What's your plan if you don't come out the portal?
Yep.
Can you afford to go to a small level school and pay a monthly payment? Have you been training, grinding, working hard when you was at the school that you was at? Why did the coach force you into the portal? Did they not play you because two other guys in your position were making more money, so they had to play them before they play you?
Right.
Did you fail the drug test 3 times? They're just trying to find a way to get rid of you. Did you
Yeah.
miss class? So there's 10
Yeah.
different things that need to come out or conversation from programs and groups and organizations like BTMG, because we already
Right.
know that once again that's the money ball. Because the money ball is
Yeah.
saying, yeah, come on, get out the portal. You the dog, you had this many staff, you can get in here, we can get this money. So that's another side of them. We know that. So you got to make sure that person doing due diligence. Like when Brian Kelly came to my house and Charlie Wise got fired at Notre Dame, and he sat down. I asked him 21 questions. 21 questions.
You're supposed
The
to.
last question out of 21 questions, the last question was the question that most people ask. The first question: can he get number 23? That's the question I asked last. I don't care about his number. Right? There were 20 questions we asked before we got to that point. The family got to learn how to ask questions. No question is
Right.
stupid question when it comes into this sport itself. Now, not
Right.
only do the
Right.
kids make bad choices too, but then there's also coaches that make certain bad choices, because it come back to hunt them when they lose their character and lose who they are. They
Yep.
they God-fearing people, but then you put a kid out your program that was a great kid or what a kid might be. Or then, but they come back to get you, our karma is something else. I had a kid that was at Hampton University, good friend, good kid.
Hmm.
He went to Miami, Ohio. I'm gonna call it out. The one thing about me, I give it to you raw in the film room. And I'm just gonna hide it. It's in
Yes,
the
sir.
room. It's in the room.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I
So
like it.
he go to Miami, Ohio. I talked to the coach myself. He's that guy. 6'6", 220, 4'7", tight end, beast. Let's get this. Oh, don't quit. Don't commit right now. Don't commit right now. Go home and think about it. I said, well, when you get home, find you another home. Because they wanted you bad enough, they would have took you right then. And guess what? They
Absolutely.
didn't take him. Now I get a phone call say, hey, he's still available? I say, yeah. He up there in the snow, Iowa State, 6 figures. Go get him.
Yeah, man. You absolutely right, man. You're right.
So
Man,
it's a
we
dog
experience
and
that so
dog
much.
world. It's a
Yeah.
dog and dog world out there. And parents need to be educated. And that's why the parents have to have the right guidance to navigate through this game we call Moneyball. You're not gonna hear me say football no more. Moneyball. Because that's what it comes down to, all said and done. You gotta pay for your time if and bust about it. Go ahead, Tremaine.
So,
Yeah.
question. Since we talking about Moneyball, I'm gonna transition real quick. A nice smooth one. To get to the Moneyball starts in high school, correct?
Uh-oh.
So, I don't know if you'll talk about this or not. So I want to talk about. We talked about transferring earlier. We got both you guys on here. How important is it now? And we're seeing a lot. We're seeing kids transfer like they're in college, going to school to school to
Hmm.
school to school. How important is it to a kid to transfer now in high school? I'm gonna say Central Florida, to get more exposure, or they need to stay where they're at if they're a dog. Talk to me a little bit about the. Go ahead, Coach Lowe. What do you think about that?
Do y'all
Well,
remember when Nick
listen, hey, this gonna be a good one, y'all.
yeah, it'll be a good one here. Do y'all remember when Nick Saban said, I don't want no kid that transfer from school to school to school? Y'all remember that, right? That's what Nick Saban said.
Yeah.
I don't want no kid to go
Yeah.
but tell Nick Saban ain't saying that no more.
Well, it's
That
happening
is
every day
done.
now.
That is done. He can cut that crap out about don't go to school, don't go to that school. I remember I had at least 3, 4 kids that called me and said, Coach Lowe, the daddy called me, the mama called me. We trying to decide, where should we go? Should we go to another school? And then before all this stuff got crazy out there, Moneyball, this football.
Hmm.
And the first time I asked her, watch this right here. I said, when you take him to another school, does it inconvenience the family? See,
Majority
nobody
of the
thought
time,
about that
yeah.
question.
But everybody right now, everybody is inconvenient.
Yeah, I say, she said, what you mean? What you mean by? I said, well, let me think. This school practiced at 5 o'clock in the morning on the east, up by Edgewater. You live in Kissimmee. I mean, you got to get up at 4 o'clock, 4 o'clock, and drive the Edgewater area. Then you got to go back home. Then you got to go to work. Then you got to get out of work and drive back to pick him back up because he ain't got no car. He in the 9th grade. He in the 10th grade. Now, my question is, who going to do the driving? Your wife or you? That can determine on who got to go to work and which way. You think I'm going to put my wife out at 4:30 in the morning and start driving all the way across the town to take him play football over here? Does it inconvenience the family? That's one of the biggest things parents need to focus on when you start moving the kids around. If it don't inconvenience the family, I'm keeping it real. I'm going to take my kid and put my kid wherever he need to go to get the best opportunity and the best ability to get the best film where there's 7 to 8 scouts coming to the school so I can be seen, so I can get a chance. That's where my son is going. And the tradition, cut it out. I'm APK for life. You cut me right now, I'll bleed blue. That's why you see the blue on right now.
Oh Lord,
But guess
got
what?
this APK.
Guess what
go.
though? Guess what? Unless my son is him, and my son getting plenty of opportunity, or whatever case might be, we got to go. We got to put him in the best possible situation he can get film. Because all said and done, it still come down to film and grades. You have what does exposure get you? Exposure get them looking at you. So if I got all the exposure in the world and the college coach see me on film and video and top 5 of these camps, okay, now he gonna go look at my film, then he'll go look at my grades.
Correct.
So I gotta go where I get that exposure and get recognized and get a chance to be the man.
Now, question though for you though, Mr. Andrew, with this question, this loaded question we gave you. You guys, I know you represent high school athletes. How are you guys positioning your high school athletes to get the exposure that they need? Because one thing I know your company is sports marketing, correct?
Right, that's correct.
So talk a little bit about me on the high school level about this question, about the transfer or positioning kids at a school that is going to college. I know you came from Jones, and Jones produces a lot of kids that are in college from Power 4, FCS, HBCU, and whatnot. So talk a little bit about that for me.
So, man, this is a very, very this is
Don't
a
be scared to talk about. Just talk you can talk just a little bit. You got to go all crazy in it, but just give us a little bit. You know what I'm saying? We want to know.
So, first of all, Camp King, he is absolutely correct. It really matters where the athlete is. Because truth be told, not every high school coach pushes the kids, market the kids to all the colleges, like and I would say like they supposed to. And this is not in the 1990s anymore. 1980s, 1990s, early 2000s. Like you just ball out, they gonna come find you. I mean, yeah, you're correct. But then there are the other advantages that need to be, attacked, if you will, by the programs, by the high school coaches, and there's only a few of them that really just go they all out, if you will, when it comes to recruiting for the kids. Trying to get the kids marketing and exposure. I mean, I can name them. They that 10 o'clock at night texting college coaches. Trying to push all their roster or their film or their kids out. But you see the results too. You know who they are because look at how many the programs have all different offers. The Division I kids that still today during the portal era, and the colleges are recruiting the portal more than high school. They don't even really recruit high school like they used to at all, really. They fill up 90 to 95% of their roster from the portal. Well, now high school coaches, you got to do a even more strenuous job, if you will, to get your kids more marketing, more push when it comes to college recruiting. It's obvious. And that's why where I was. With Jones High School, Coach Will, man. He a beast in that. He's he's one of the best in that, and it's obvious. So it does matter where you are at the high
I,
school level. It does
I
matter.
I do want to jump in right quick because you said something about Coach Will, and I got to piggyback on it. I love all coaches. I'm in every area, every school. I'm down with everybody. I remember the time where there was 21 guys that Jones High School was signing, and out of 21, 4 went Power 4, and the rest of them went D2, D3, or NIA, whatever case might be. Everybody like, oh man, they're going to low. Look what they're going, look what they're going, look what they're going. Now look, them same guys that went to them D2, D3 NIA school don't transfer to Power 4s. Coach Will knew that that's where they need to go, right? The why put them up there for failure. Put them where they need to be at, let them work. Now, did he have a crystal ball to know that an NIL, the transfer portal, gonna come where a lot of kids from small school and go to a Power 4? I doubt that. But his mindset was already focused on putting where they can play, have a career, and get a degree. If they are him, let them go be him. But they just
Right.
athlete football player, put them where they can go. And now it done came out that he was genius by putting guys at Lane College,
Yeah.
Livingston College, uh,
Yeah.
uh, Erie College, Mercyhurst, Davenport. Look at these
Yeah.
schools right here. Now look, these kids now, the same kids is gone. Walk to Banks was the next person to do it. Kids like
Yeah.
Ralph Ortiz at West Florida, now at Kansas. That's I'm like, how that happened? Kids are going to these small schools, now that's what it is. And with that being said, so when kids go from transfer from high school to high school,
Mm-hmm.
they doing what best for them. And I tell parents, do it for best for your kids. Put them in a position where they can be the man and get film. Because you can go from Hampton University, HBCU, terrible program, 0-12. I think they won one game. The man caught 6 passes.
Hey man, I'm from
6
Hampton,
passes.
Virginia.
I don't care. 6 passes. And now this man
Oh my
playing for Iowa
God.
State. This man for Iowa State.
Yeah. Yeah.
What
So
that tell you
Yeah.
right there? It's a
qu-
baseball.
Man, listen.
no,
Come
I got a
on.
question.
Hey,
So
hey, hey,
real
hey,
quick.
hey, let me tell you. Let me tell you. So it's phenomenal you saying this because we have guys who was at an NEIA school that went FBS. We had guys who obviously JUCO who went P4. We had guys at D2 that went P4. Like so, it's the portal is free agency. It allow if you got the number one money bag there is, and that's film. If you got it, if you got the
That's it.
film, that's the
I
money
like
right there.
I like
If you
that. I
got the
like that.
film,
I
let's
like
go. Let's
that.
go to work. Let's go to work.
Hey, I like that. Hey, so quick question. I know you a retired coach. I think you are. I don't know. You may go back to coaching, but real quick, my question is this: do the coaches nowadays need to be sit down on and with the parents and the kids, or the parents has got to be in a situation? Is it a time now that the coaches need to talk to the parents and be realistic with them more now than ever about Power Four, FBS, FCS, D2, and tell them that you may have to start lower and go way up? There's blueprint right now that's going on that Coach Lowe just said, and Andrew, that you a witness to that too as well. Do we need to be more realistic with our kids, even though they look the par, they probably be Power Four, that they may need to transition to a lower tier school that fits them right now, and they go bust their butt, and they get a phone call later for them to transfer up? Uh,
Yeah, absolutely, man. Jesus Christ. There's a man. There's an athlete that I just I wish he and his family had listened to sign that scholarship on National Signing Day at that G5 school, but they were just so determined to go P4, 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 and at this time it just that's not the way it works nowadays. That's how it worked before the transfer portal existed. Now your kids that before the transport, I can't even say, before the transfer portal, before that era, this era right now, kids that normally go P4, they're not going P4 right now. They're going FCS. 2 layers down. So here's the thing. And what happened is now the kid is now, and I'm using this kid in my mind, this imaginary kid in my mind, as an example, because now he only got, I think, 2 years of eligibility left, but ain't played it down in college yet. The ultimate goal is to go to NFL. If you don't have film, then what are the options? What are your options of going to the NFL? It's not. It's not. If you can't get on the field at all in college, and so it's so you got to understand how the industry works nowadays. You have to, and so again, kids who typically go P4 talent wise prior to the transfer portal, it's not going P4 unless you're a top 10 in your position in the country.
Well,
If you're a 5-star, 4-star,
yeah,
then that's totally different.
yeah, you're correct. I want to hit that on the head. What you
Well,
just said.
I'm sorry, but
Go ahead.
I'm so sorry. So to
You
answer
good?
your question directly, it is imperative that parents and athletes are being informed of how things work nowadays when it comes to college recruiting. You have to communicate with them, and you have to give them the realistic of what it is. Because if you don't, then a lot of disappointment will happen, and that can harm your brand as that football program, or you as a coach. It can harm you because again, you didn't give them the true expectations, up front.
So
Right.
my question, another question is with that too. You mentioned earlier that a lot of kids that went P4 and they shouldn't went, because if you look right now, if we look at the portal, if we go back into 10,000 people that was in the portal, there was a lot of kids that went Power 4 that that didn't play for like 1 or 2 years, that had transitioned all the way down, being ranked high. Me and Coach Lowe just talked about this too the other day. You have these writers that don't know nothing about football. They're just writers, and they're giving these kids these stars. These stars are lined up to you supposed to be a Power 4 player, and you're really not a Power 4 player because you may be a 2-star, 1-star, or you got a 1-star on your team or no star on your team that's better than that 4 or 5 that's going to this big school and not being realistic with that kid. And now guess what? He's getting a call to you, Andrew, a call to Coach Lowe. Hey, Coach, what should I do? Well, you shouldn't went there in the first place
Mm-hmm.
Right.
because you wasn't ready to go there. And we see that right now. I know a couple of kids right now I've been looking at. I'm like, why'd you go there? Guess what? I saw a flyer come up on On3, transfer. Oh, he declared for the portal. Oh, he declared for the portal. Oh, guess what? He ain't found no home. Wow, he ain't found no home. Because now you have no film. Like you guys said. He played 2 years,
Yeah.
1 year. He
Yeah.
has no film. They gotta look at his high school film or something like that to see
Absolutely.
it. And now they don't want people that has potential. They want people that's ready. They want people
Right.
that has ready.
Right. That's
Because
why.
they had to win right now. They
Right.
got
Well.
to. I mean, look at the Michigan
Mhm.
State coach. He was there for what, 2 years, and he already got fired. He only had two
Right.
years to turn it around. They got to win now.
That's why when it comes down to high school athletes, they have to do the number one thing: great grades, because grades gonna always overpower film. Because everybody trying to change the athlete student, but it's still student athlete. Because here, what you have to remember, come down to having them doggone grades. Because if you ain't got the grades, it don't really matter anyway, no matter how we do it or what we're looking at. But think about this right here. I gave you the names. I gave you the Carl Joseph, first round draft pick, the Raiders. I gave you Gavin Nix, Oregon, early enrollee. Lowood Jr., Notre Dame, early enrollee. Dal Monroe, Washington State, early enrollee. All these kids, Bernard Brown, early enrollee. If they're not going as a high school student and enrolling early, they are in trouble. They are
Ooh.
struggling.
Oh,
They have to enroll early. So people, when I say grades, I'm not just saying grades for if you go to D2, then you need more academic money. Grades also come to if you are him, I'm him. I'm that guy. I got all the offers. But if I cannot graduate early,
yeah.
I'm that guy that might should think about, do I go to Nebraska or maybe I just go ahead and go to Georgia Southern? I want you to think about that now, because when you in Nebraska, they bringing in 7 high school players. You the only one at home. 6 of them went. The other
Yep.
35 players came from the portal. I heard about that today. 35 players came from the portal.
Yep.
You don't get there till the summer. And you know, and I know, if he ain't training, which he probably not, because all people want to do is position training. They ain't conditioning. They ain't running lap. They ain't running track. They ain't doing none of the extra work. They're gonna go backpedal and run routes. They're not doing the extra, which is cool. Work on your craft. But that craft no good if you're tired as hell in the fourth quarter, or when they run them 4-minute, them 10 120s and all that stuff there. So a kid better have grace to get out of high school early if you're him. If you're not him and you just going to a smaller school, you still need grades. Why? Because you got to pay money to pay at D2, D3, NAIA, and JUCO. You got to pay money.
Yeah.
So the grade perspective, you're 100% correct, and this is when it comes through like Anderson, like you being a high school coach. If you know that kid is a dog, and if he is him, he needs to be prepared to leave in December. A lot of kids are not prepared to leave in December, and I've seen it firsthand. If you don't leave in December, the coach that you talked to before transfer portal, they're not talking to you when it was over with after the 16th. I asked a number of my kids, "Hey, you talk to the coaches?" "Nah, man, I ain't heard from no coach in a while." And guess what? The schools that wanted them don't even want them anymore. And also, too, as well, we're going to transition straight into NIL on this conversation. Is a lot of artists I done heard kids that just signed to big schools after the portal not really getting any money. Guess why? Guess what? Because they ran out of money. Them Power 4 schools ran out of money. So you thinking these kids getting a bag going to Alabama, Mississippi State, Georgia, you thinking they getting all this money because they're going to a big school, but they only have so much money. And they always pitching in trying to get the kids that's in the portal. So if you end up getting signed going to that school after, sorry, buddy, you're not getting that bag that you thought you was going to get because you got picked after the portal and you didn't sign in December. So now you got to figure out where you're going to go, and you have to just bust your butt and then try your best to start getting money when you get there, and stop thinking about the bag.
What's your
Listen,
thoughts on that, Coach?
you guys are saying some very rich stuff, valuable information, because you're absolutely right. Nowadays, if for a high school kid to have the highest opportunity to get to or let's just say sign to a FBS school, they better be ready to sign on early signing day in December, because and it's so great that NAACP, the NCAA scheduled the portal after National Signing Day. Okay, and whereas the portal usually happened in December, so um, this allowed like the high school kids to have those who are ready to sign on early signing day and report to college early. It allowed them to be able to land a FBS school. And if they're not on track to graduate early in January, then the opportunity or the chances of them going to an FBS school, it's like a 5% chance, because how many kids are signing on National Signing Day tomorrow a FBS offer? I mean, you're going to hardly find any at all,
But listen,
because the colleges, they filled up all their roster from the portal. And to your point, Tremaine, that when it comes to if a kid does end up signing to a FBS school, all right, and like tomorrow, because I know one kid in Arkansas that's about to sign to the state of Arkansas tomorrow, okay, and but it just so happened that because Arkansas had one more slot left in that particular position, as I talked to the Arkansas coach. Now the thing is, and you're absolutely right. That's a kid that just went to shoot. It's scholarship only. Mississippi State just about to sign a kid tomorrow, defensive back. It's scholarship only. If
Nothing's wrong
you
with that
guys get a
though.
scholarship, there's nothing wrong. There's nothing
It's
wrong. Well, hold on. Now, remember how this college world is designed now. if the kid doesn't make any money, no. Let me go back. Let me start. Let me word it. You know where you are on the depth chart by how much you make. This is set up just like NFL now.
Yes,
This
Oh
is set
yeah,
up
yes,
yeah,
like
yeah.
yes,
NFL.
yes,
I just
You
talked
know,
yes,
about
you know
this.
where you are on the depth chart. You know where
yes,
you if you at
yes.
LSU and the LSU corners they getting 500,000, 600,000, but you got $100,000. No, hey, you're part of the 5% of the world making
Yes.
six figures. Great
So wait a
job,
minute.
young man.
So what you saying is,
But you're
so
right.
wait a minute.
But
What you
he
Don't
on
saying
even
the
say
is,
it.
bench.
Don't even say it.
so
Don't
wait,
even
no, no,
say
no,
it.
no. I'm into a twist. So what you saying is, if he making 100 and he making 100, he's starting on the right corner. He's starting on the left, and I'm making 25, so I ain't getting in. So what I need to do is find a way to get him hurt or pray he get hurt so I can play. You know what you're saying?
No, I don't think.
No, I ain't
I
saying
don't
I
think.
ain't
I
saying
don't think he said that.
that.
I don't think he said that.
Yeah.
But hey, but I have heard. I have heard conversations like this already that kids didn't get represented correctly on their contract, so they got lower money that they were probably a dog, and then they got a person for the portal that paid him more money than him, but he's probably better than him, and he didn't play at all. So now he had to leave schools because of the money situation. I'll use UCF as an example. Jefferson, the quarterback, they gave him like 600, 700,000. He was horrible, but they had to play him because they paid this kid
Injuries.
Gotta
all the
pay.
money until the end of the season. They're like they threw somebody else in because they're at the end. But it's ruining kids, and also the one key thing I'm really big on is the mindset of these kids, the mental of these kids. They can't really handle it. They're not having a mentor or a person like you, Andrew, with BTMG to talk to navigate them in these processes of this kid's making more money than you. What do I need to do, coach? Like I want to stay here. I want to stay at this school, but this kid making more money than me and they're not giving me an opportunity. Do I really got to go in the portal, or can I just figure out a way to get on the field and bust my butt at practice to get some reps in the game to show them that I can do this?
Listen, man. Uh, Coach Lowe, you just said something. I think in the first uh, part of the show when you said about convenience, the transfer and the convenience for the family, or if it's
Mhm.
inconvenience.
Yes.
Okay, and so it's a situation that happened from this past transfer portal where uh, we had a kid set up to go and sign. Everything was perfect. He went on a visit to a G5 school, a group of five. He loved it. Everything was phenomenal, blah, 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 all the good stuff, right? Everything was just perfect. The family loved it. It was just perfect. And then another agency reached out to the kid and said, "Hey, we can get you we got a P4 school who wants you." Um, so it kind of brought some confusion to the kid because what athlete don't want to go P4? Now here's the thing.
Yeah.
This is what the other agency didn't know. See, all of our guys at Black Tie Manager Group from this past portal, all our guys were already verbally committed before January 2nd, before the portal opened up, because we went to work. We had all our guys already figured out where they're going. They already knew where they were going. They didn't take a whole bunch of visits. All our guys knew where they were going before the portal opened on January 2nd. We already had their places, all their homes landed already. Why? Because we had already vetted out all the schools. And that this P4 school that the other agent was trying to say, hey, young man, they want you. We talked that P4 school 4 different times. What happened was that P4 school didn't land the number one corner that they had on the board from the portal. That corner ended up going somewhere else. Then the number two corner they had on their board that they liked the most, they ended up committing somewhere else. And then the number three corner they had on their board ended up committing somewhere else. So now they want to trickle down to my guy. After I done sent you and I talked to you 2 weeks, 2 weeks before the portal opened up. So you just and they did, and I love the fact that he was honest. He said, "Yeah, coach, we need depth. We need depth." So they wanted my guy for a depth. They admitted it. They was willing to give him $200,000 to come sit the bench. And they said he's coming in to be a 2 or a 3. That's exactly what they said.
And Andrew,
Whereas
they would tell
whereas
you
hold on, with that G5 school, he was a number one guy.
one guy,
He
but
co- he
Andrew, they would tell
they
you,
said if we had a game tomorrow, if they had a game tomorrow, he's starting.
yeah.
Now
But it,
what is the most important thing? Film.
film, and then hey, listen, what film bring grades? Know why? Because if you got film and you playing, that means you're gonna get a scholarship the next year, and you'll get money the next year, right? So that means so now you got a chance that you just gave me a chance to get a degree. It all said and done. So I got money. I got some money. I got a degree and still have a hope to go to the NFL. A hope.
Right.
I'm a 1%.
Right.
But these
Right.
coaches are actually telling the kids when they come in, okay, look, man, you want to go ahead and shoot you about 200 grand. You had this many snaps. Yeah. You're going to be the second string coming
That's
in.
crazy.
You can work your way in to try to get on the field. But I can see you, they even giving them like that. I can see you getting probably about 500 snaps this year. They telling you the snaps, the money, your level, your depth chart, and guess what? They are banking all that off of your film where you came from when you go in
Right.
the portal. So guess
100%
what?
correct.
If you don't produce, you out of there, buddy.
And you don't get all the
then
money
look,
that they say you're gonna get.
Yes.
exactly. And so the 200,000 you're supposed to get, and they telling you, but guess how much the top 4 corners that's on the roster is getting. They tell you they telling you verbally and financially that you're not going to play because they getting 400 500,000.
Tremaine,
What?
he don't
What?
need it. He don't say the word. God,
What's the word?
He don't say the word.
What's the word?
You know, I was at the studio when I first met Tremaine Wright in the studio Shot by 9. And I was telling him how I became a successful businessman, how I became a barbershop owner, a training company owner, a real estate property owner, a licensed real estate agent. I showed him how I became successful. But I then also told him how I'm riding down the road, I looked to the left and a sign said public accountant. I was like, what is that? Keep in mind now, don't you hear what I'm saying now? I'm 19, 20, 21, I started doing all this stuff. And I went inside and asked the lady, I said, hey, when they say public accountant, that sounds like money. What does that mean? She said, well, if you have a business, you got to pay your taxes, you got to do all this stuff. I said, oh, okay. Now keep in mind now, no one told me. No God, I ain't got BTMG. So I gotta figure this out. I gotta figure it out on my own. So the lady tell me, Andrew, she said, I'm gonna show you how to start your own corporation, how to pay your taxes, how to get a tax to take care of your business first, and whatever the money come from that go to your W-2. You pay yourself. Now you got an income, you got W-2, and you have your business, and that's how you be successful and not get in trouble with taxes and money and finance situation, and how you establish your credit, become an 800 club, all that good stuff. So when Tremaine said the word financial, I started thinking, this kid getting 200,000, no guidance. This kid getting 600,000, probably no guidance. This one over here getting 100,000, he didn't think he don't need no guidance. How important it is for them athletes to be prepared for the taxes, the stuff they got to pay, the financial situation. When they don't get all that money and they get so much money, now you got to pay the taxes on it. How do we prepare them for that? Because now I know I give my daughter a credit card, manage it before she can have good credit when she come out of college. Here these kids gonna come out of college in the portal, some are stuck in the portal, bad credit, no old RS. So how do we fix that part?
That so
That's a loaded one, boy.
that's honestly the number one issue around the country when it comes to revenue share and NIL. When it comes to the college perspective, that's the number one issue across the country. So one of our goals were last year. We actually was it last year? No, it was 2 years ago. 2 years ago we started, and I said we Black Tie. We actually started tours around the country, teaching, going to different college, teaching finance 101, financial literacy 101. Um, and we started doing that 2 years ago. And so because that's the most important. You're right, absolutely. So by the time these guys get to the NFL draft, uh, we don't want them to be in trouble with the IRS. You know, so and that's another thing that I would just I have to rave. I had to take this time and rave about our tax team. We have a phenomenal tax team. Remember that we're set up for NFL clients, and now I actually you start seeing NBA as well with us. You're gonna start seeing Major League Baseball with us as well. But we're set up for pro clients. It has always been. So our tax team do a phenomenal job when it comes to educating and attacking when it comes to the responsibility of taxes to these athletes, educating the parents on it as well. Again, because you got to remember, um, how many of our parents uh, have managed $250,000 or even made $250,000, and now as these kids are getting to college, they're the number one breadwinner in their homes, you know and so yeah, so that's one thing that we definitely is the first and foremost we attack, because that's very, very important. Absolutely, that is the most important item when it comes to um, the college athletes.
Well, I will say this too, me being a real estate agent. Coach Lowe, what's up with the glasses?
That's my dude, that boy. Camp King, baby.
God, he looked like Ray Charles right now. That's what he looked like. No. So I will say this: that kids definitely need to pay attention. Me being a real estate agent, I haven't been in it heavy like I was a couple years ago. One thing that was killing agent was taxes. Someone was getting. I knew a guy that did so well. The FBI came and arrested him because he was making so much money and not paying taxes. Because we're all 1099 employees. We're independent.
That's right.
So is these players. They have to understand that when you get $100,000, $200,000, $300,000, that you got to pay Uncle Sam. Or you need to get an accountant, as Coach Lowe said, to sit down with you and figure out how do you utilize your money strategically so you're not getting killed in taxes. So that's why it's very important to get with somebody like BTMG, like yourself, because I know you guys have representation to sit down and help these kids out. Because all these kids in high school, a lot of these parents never made money like that. They never made six
Yeah.
figures.
Yeah.
So they don't
Yeah.
know what that money looks like, or when you start getting them checks, how much that when you start getting $10,000 whole, that you got to start putting money aside, paying your taxes either quarterly, annually, or twice a year. Like you can do it so many different ways. They got to understand how to utilize that money, or get an accountant to show them what you can do with that money, or invest that you're not getting hit 30%. So that's where you guys come and play, especially with them top earners. Kids are making all that kind of money. So this tax implication that's going on around, I know it's going to be, I know it's new. I know it's going to get worse though
Yep.
as it gets better, because we got regular people that making $100,000 now, making money under the table. They get killed on taxes right now. So you expect these kids to learn when we got people that haven't learned already? So we'd be crazy
Right.
to think that. But I just care about the people like yourself, that we know that all your kids are always going to be straight at the end of the day. So as I segue off to the next thing, and I want to talk more about athletes and also 7-on-7, and talk a little bit about 5-star, because I think this is a exposure piece for the kids in this light. I know I talked to Coach Lowe. We did an interview talking about Excel Speed. Talk a little bit about 5-star. I know it transitioned names now to 5-star, and I know it's powered by BTMG. Talk a little bit about that as we segue to this.
So yeah, 5-star is our youth program, and it's more than just our 7-on-7 group. We have a 5-on-5. We also have the 7-on-7 when it comes to all ages. We also have many other things that's attached to it, such as tutoring for us, subject specific, and then also tutoring for ACTs, SATs. We have mentorship programs with licensed counselors as well. We're a full blown operation, and our kids in our 5-star organization also have the same access and resources of BTMG as the NFL players do. The families, parents, moms and dads and grandparents and so forth, they have access to our resources as well. And from the financial advisors to attorneys and things of that nature, the whole 9 yards. And honestly, and just when it comes to the taxes, I think I want to say this one piece because it's very, very important. Um, you know, it's real important to make sure you have someone who does the taxes for that's used to and know how or have the experience of doing taxes for NFL or pro athletes. Very important because it's totally different than when if you got somebody who, Uncle Bubba or Aunt T Susie who in the family who done
Oh,
taxes,
well,
and then another thing too is you're like, okay, yeah, okay, you got a financial advisor or you got a CPA, but they never done taxes for a pro athlete. It's totally different when you do it for a pro athlete versus a regular entity. It's just like, okay, a heart doctor and a dentist, they both doctors, they just specialize in different areas, but they both
100%
doctors.
correct.
So so you got to have someone who specialize in pro athletes, and that's one thing that we have a specialty in. And so it's the same concept when it comes to the college athletes. Our tax team, they specialize in it, and they know all the tax codes, tax laws, and tax procedures, and we even have tax contracts, government tax credit contracts that's specific for those pro athletes and college athletes, and so they can maximize an extra 50 to 40 to 50% on their money when it comes to taxes. Now, with that being said, our organization 5-star, they have the same resources, access with Black Tie as our NFL clients.
So what
And
you
actually,
saying is,
go ahead. I'm sorry.
so what you saying is, when my wife say the pipe is leaking, I say call the plumber because I don't know how to fix no pipe.
Yeah. Now, and here's the thing. Here's the thing.
What is
Now. So now all of that. Let's go deeper. So as I'm, and remember, we are a development company too. We actually own a development license. We have 10 general contractors that work for us, right? That build homes, build commercial buildings, and things of that nature. We can't call the plumber to do the underground work of this brand new built home just because they are a plumber and work for a plumbing company and have done plumbing when it comes to, let's say, in the school system or commercial base or whatever. They don't, if they ain't never done the work of a new constructed home, the underground work of the plumbing, then I can't call that plumber. I need a
It
plumber
is
who knows how to do the
specialist, a
underground
specialist,
work.
a
A
specialist.
specialist, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So here's the thing. So I'm an athlete, and bottom line is, my ultimate goal is get to the NFL. Why am I going to put 16 years of hard work, 17 years of hard work, 19 years of hard work, 20 years of hard work of me playing football on my body and put it into the hands of somebody who never experienced or never represented an NFL player where I'm trying to go? If I want to become a millionaire, I have to think like a millionaire. I got to start talking like a millionaire. I got to start walking like a millionaire. I got to start acting like a millionaire. I got to start generating habits like a millionaire. Same concept. You want to go to the NFL? You can't say, well, I'll wait to get with somebody, an NFL guy, once I get to the NFL. No, if you want to go to the NFL, you need to get with someone who actually know experience in representing NFL players, know all the ins and outs when it comes to NFL players and representation, the draft process, the whole 9 yards, because the experience. Why sign or commit your life, your whole full life of 19 years of hard work to an organization or someone who ain't never, I use the word ain't, yep, I did, who has never represented an NFL player. Matter of fact, y'all gonna get there at the same time. How you gonna have the blind leading the blind?
Being the blind. Well, Ray Lewis said this. Here, Ray Lewis said. Ray Lewis said, "Show me your village. Show me your network. Show me your team. Show me your support staff, and I'll show you your future."
There you go. That's it. That's it. That's it.
Hmm.
And honestly, that's one of my main concerns, and that's why I said it so passionately. One of my main concern is I see, I got all these agencies popped up. That's fine, great. Everybody got to start somewhere. I understand that because we had to start somewhere. I had to start somewhere. But but my concern is the kids. They just want kids now. They just want to commit somewhere. They want to feel like I'm a part of something. I'm a part of something. So they willing to sign with anybody, and they sign with people who never played college football. Never played football. I know agency they never played football even in high school. They didn't even know what red shirt freshman mean before it's college. Right now, I just taught them that 30 days ago. So,
Wow.
but these are the individuals you're putting your whole livelihood in your whole livelihood in their hands.
I know.
So if I have to listen, if I have to have heart surgery, if I got to have heart surgery, right? If I got to have heart surgery, I want to make sure my life is dependent on it. I need to go get the best heart doctor, heart surgery, because I want to
Well,
live.
I know this right here. When this show right here is the show that lets you know what goes on in the film room. And as you see, hey, we watching film right now. When they look at the Facebook, look at the Instagram, they look at the YouTube, they watching Shot by Nine, they looking at Sports Club Florida, they looking at the YouTube page, the Camp King, the BTM group. They're watching film. And this film here is giving them knowledge. It giving them information. It give it to them raw, uncut, and straight from the passion, from the heart. Because that's what we're here for. To make sure we give it to you straightforward. We want to make sure that when you go to a program or organization like BTMG, or you're working with Excel Speed, or you're going to get information from Mr. Right Choice, guess what? You're doing it because they have a strong mindset, the mindset of greatness. They are committed to the greatness of their athletes. We sacrifice time and time, only setting the platform, setting the stage. We have the passion, as you can see, as we talk, as we speak. We can be on this show for hours and hours and give it to you straightforward. We know what BTMG stands for. We know their purpose and their journey they want to do for our young athletes. We know how they go through the process to help the athletes navigate through the college transfer portal. We know how to give them the right advice and the right decision when they want to transfer and position their athletes in the right high schools. We know that the information they're giving about NIL and revenue sharing, that it's going to keep them from being in a bad place, having bad credit, having money problems, and being stressed and desperate and trying to make something happen. They maybe try to help feed their family. How they handle their taxes, how they be responsible for their financials. And all said and done, we know they got athletes out there that are going to do some great things. And we want you to make sure you continue to follow the new ones, the ones that are trying to go to the next level. So with that being said, I'm Coach Lowe for Life, a.k.a. the Camp King. And I got one question for Mr. Andrew Anderson. Who's next? Who's next on the list? Who's the next athlete that we should see, we should watch, that's walking the steps to try to help
Hey,
pursue their journey?
hey, well, by he's saying that, we're going to be doing a media day with the top 15 to 20 athletes in Central Florida. And I know you're probably going to have some of them represented. We're going to be announcing that. We're going to do it in April. So by him saying that, we want you to bring your best dogs.
Well, actually, everyone on our 717 for as high school concern on 5 star, they all have Division One offers. We are truly loaded with talent, and so I'm excited about all of them. So I'll actually send my whole entire roster over there to that event. So,
You have AJ
but
Chong, correct? AJ Chong, West Orange? Is this your
Mm,
quarterback?
yeah,
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 yeah, yeah,
Chunk
yeah.
is.
That's one of
Yep.
our
AJ Chong?
that's one of our quarterbacks. That's one of our quarterbacks.
Yeah,
Yeah,
y'all look good.
phenomenal talent.
Y'all look
And
good on Pylon. So I was out there and I captured you guys.
yeah.
I know y'all lost that one game because he caught the ball out of bounds. Y'all would have won that game if that did not happen.
Yeah.
But y'all
Yeah.
did look y'all did look good though.
We actually
Appreciate it.
young this year. Most of our guys, like AJ Chong, he's a sophomore. So most of our guys on our teams this year on our national team are freshmen and sophomores. Majority of
Yeah,
them, like I think about
Michi.
90%. Yep, 90% of
That's
them
what we
are.
got.
Yeah.
Nice.
So we're really young. So but our entire roster, man, phenomenal talent. So again, that's what we've been doing. We've just been trying to send our entire roster to the social media. But listen, I want to say this because I know y'all about to wrap up. But hey,
Yep.
Coach Lowe, I don't think you know this. Okay, So this is an opportunity for me to tell you this. So when I first started in the game with coaching, right, and I told you my first job was South Lake High School. That was years ago, right, a long time ago. The people I learned the game from when it comes to college recruiting, and I never told you this. It was Coach Walter Banks, because he was my first head coach at South Lake High School. It was Terrence Lamont, because he was putting DBs in college left to right. That's where I learned the DB game from, and it was you. So, 'cause remember
Me.
when I first met you, when I first met you, when I first met you, it was through 707. If you remember, it was through 707, and I remember I took a couple of guys, Roman Tatum and Garrett Johnson to. Um, FIU on the camp. Boy, hey, the camp already started. Low got out of his car. He walked past everybody, got on the field. The head coach threw him the ball. Hey, let's get to work, coach. And then Low orchestrated the whole camp. and then I went to one of his I, I,
Oh,
I
no,
went I
that's
went to one
funny.
of his trainings. I'm telling you, man, the dude is hey, one thing you forgot, Lo. Well, you said the OG. You don't know if it stands for the old guy or the old whatever. Well, it's the old goat. You the goat, man. And
I
and
appreciate
I
that.
came to a training one time. I came to one of your speed trainings one time, and he had coaches out there, college coaches. Look at the speed training, offering kids.
Look,
So
we just
I so
talked
I
about
just
this the other day. We
yeah,
literally
yeah.
just
Yeah.
talked about this the other day.
Yeah, Charlie
So
Strong with
man,
Charlie Strong, I remember the name. Daryl Perkins from UConn, Charlie Strong from Louisville,
yep,
Tim Salem,
yep,
I think that Pitt,
yep,
Georgia Tech, somebody
yep,
like that there. I had Brian G. Mary, he was at Georgia Tech. All of them was watching the boys
yep.
train
I
out there.
I met Coach Butler through you. Man, I'm telling you, dog.
Yeah.
I seen Coach Lowe, the Camp King in work, and that was back in that's when my first I want to say 3 to 5 years of coaching, and I watched him work. That college recruiting stuff, them are three guys that really put me on game in my early age of recruiting or coaching high school. That was Walter Banks, Terrence Lamont, and Coach Lowe. And I don't think I ever told you that, but man, I watch you, man,
Nah, I ain't never heard.
and
That's a new
here's
one.
the thing, man. I'm telling you, a lot of people watch us, and we have a lot of eyes on us. We just we never know. But man, you've been a blessing to me, Lo, and I really appreciate that. And I
You're
mean, I
welcome,
really, really
man.
appreciate it. That's why I was telling Tremaine, that's my big brother right there. That's my
I
big
told
brother.
him that. I told him that, man. That's
Hey,
crazy. Hey, this before we transition off, you got to give me this answer real quick, Mr. Andrew. How good was Central
Okay.
Florida All Stars?
So, are you talking about back in the day?
but haha
Yes.
them, haha
Yeah, yeah,
Carlo.
yeah. Oh man, you talking about that's a loaded team. And you gotta remember now, back then it wasn't low, it wasn't watered down 707 like that. It's probably like 10,000 707 teams just in Orlando. Uh, Back then, all the dogs on one team.
I tell you.
All the dogs on one team. One team.
And
Man,
cry. We cut 3-4 star. We had to cut them. Cause so many.
yeah, yeah.
We had to cut them.
And on top of it, check this out. This is the total difference in today's time, versus back then. The team back then, they was a bunch of 4 star, 5 stars. But Coach Lowe, we had practice like what, twice a week, 3 times a
What,
week
what
during
we
the
talked
week.
about, Jermaine? Twice a week. Twice a week. We practice
During the
twice a week.
week,
We
man.
train twice a week. We're dedicated. It would pack people on the sideline trying to get in. I remember one day Trey Griffin from Dr. Phillip, and he had the not Galloway. It was a wide receiver. Gallagher or Galloway came over from like East Side, and they didn't make the team. And
Yeah,
and D Hart, 2 Alabama boys, say, Coach, they don't
yeah,
play when you playing. What do you mean?
yeah.
That's how low we were.
Yeah,
And Trey
yeah,
goes to Arizona, and Gallagher go to Bowling Green and dominate. They couldn't even make the
yeah,
707 team.
That's
yeah.
crazy.
Facts. Facts.
Hey, I just want to.
Facts.
Hey, I want to ask you this one. Make sure Coach Lowe won't lie. I know he be lying a lot.
I tell you.
Man,
Cause they call him
hey,
Lying
facts,
Low.
man. Facts. No, that was facts, man. Yeah. You said lie low.
Nah, I tried to tell you. I told you.
Nah, but
No,
man.
no, no. It was facts. Yeah.
So man, thank you again, Mr. Andrew, for taking your time for coming out here, coming on here tonight, man. It was definitely a blessing for taking out your time. And I want to say, everyone, thank you guys for tuning in. Sorry about earlier, about being mute for the first 5 minutes. We'll apologize, but I want to say thank you all for coming on, and I hope you guys got a lot of good information that you can take back to your kids or your coaches, so to take your kids to the next level or change the mindset of you parents, because the idea of the film room is to give you guys insight and knowledge so we can help you guys better yourself and your kids to get to the next level. Because that's what it's about at the end of the day. We're here because we're passionate about this. One thing about me and Coach Lowe, we never do anything because of the money. It's all about the passion. And the money always comes when you put the passion in it and take care of other people. And that's what we're here for in this show, is to take care of all you guys and give you guys the knowledge of the people that's around us, that's helping out other people in the community. So I want to say thank you all for tuning in, and I'll see you guys on next week. And we got another treat for you guys. Peace.